Hello everyone, today I got a special kind of video for you. It's mainly because it's one of my own replays, and the reason why I want to record this for you guys is because oftentimes I don't get the role that I want. I play support, so I decided that there are some heroes that I should probably learn or maybe find a playstyle for that can help me if I have to play one of those other roles that is not designated for myself, right? So in this replay, I'm going to teach you guys how to play Pugna. And the way that I play Pugna is to constantly harass my opponent, make it really hard for him to lane, and then just try to run around and take towers and make space for my other cores in the game. So my Pugna is kind of like a utility role, not always going to be that hard carry and not a support either at the same time, but it's going to have very high impact, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I mainly play it in the offlane, but you can also play this kind of Pugna in the mid lane as well and have a lot of impact in the games. It's very simple, very easy to use. Kind of like Viper in that sense, but as long as you know how to cast your spells properly, you should be able to have very high impact in the game. If you like our content, please do like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the notification button below so you will be notified when a new video will be released. This game, I'm actually playing offlane with my Pugna. And you can look at my item build. It's very similar to my Marana and how I play. It's because Pugna has very high attack range that I want to have as much damage as I can on level 1 while still having pretty good sustain. So we got 6 tangles, circlet, 2 branches, and 2 fair fires. So the branches will lead up into a magic wand. The circlet, we will build that into a bracer or a null talisman, whichever one that I feel or you would feel in the game is more appropriate. Normally I build a bracer with this because I really like the extra HP and damage, obviously, but null talisman is also very good with the mana regen and extra spell damage. Early game level 1 I go for Decrepify. Some people skill blast, obviously. Here I just decrypt the Slark. He can't hit me with his essence shift. I can try to contest a rune. Alright, it's really nice. Some people go for Nether Blast level 1. I don't really like it that much because Decrepify will pretty much guarantee that your opponent at the minimum will miss 1 last hit. And that gives you a chance to also deny creeps from your opponent. So we're going to go to last hits this game and you'll see what's going to happen. And you can see here the ward, I planted it in the lane here. And the reason for the ward in the lane is because now I can see when the support is gonna leave the lane to try to pull, and when he does that I can be very aggressive on the carry, and I can also tell my support, hey, go and stop this guy from pulling. And if he does that, then it's a 1v1 situation between the supports, and then me as a offlaner who's ranged can just constantly punish the enemy carry, which most of the time, unless it's like a drow or a weaver, is going to be a melee hero. So I get that distance, I can constantly harass him and contest him for all the last hits, and if I Decrepify him, the Slark is not going to be able to get anything in the lane. So I'm always trying to contest for the creeps in the waves. Here he goes for the range, and I just Decrepify him, and boom, just like that, deny. And you just want to keep doing that in the lane. If the support doesn't help him get the last hits, the Slark is just going to miss everything. And I'm guessing in your bracket, that's going to happen a lot, where the support is not going to try to help getting last hits because he's afraid the carry will blame him, and then the carry is just going to miss the last hit altogether because you're going to constantly Decrepify him. And you can see here, we just keep harassing the Slark and just going for the denies when the creeps are getting low. And if I'm not going for denies or last hits, I'm always trying to harass the Slark up. And here he goes for the creep, I just Decrep him, and the support and I together, we just get the denies. So together already we have 4 denies in this lane. My laning partner and myself together. And every time the Slark is not near the lane, I just go for the denies like on my own without Decrepifying him. If it goes too close to the creep wave, that's the time that I want to use the Decrepify. So doing this, the Slark must be already so pissed in this lane. He's burned so much regen and he's missed a bunch of creeps already because of what's going on. And the Phoenix can't really do anything. And actually Phoenix is quite a good support because it can use Fire Spirit, zone supports out or heroes out of the lane. But in this situation, with the Decrepify, the enemy carry can't get the last hits anyway. So now level 2 we already skill another blast. Level 3 I'll also skill another blast because that's your damage skill, right? You don't need to skill up your Decrepify anymore. It's already giving you 3.5 seconds even from level 1, the duration on it. And at this point, I'm just trying to control the lane as much as I can so that the Slark will be in a very bad position to try and get creeps. You see, I'm top last hitter in this game right now. 15 and 5. The Slark has 7 last hits. He can't even deny creeps because if he's going to go for the deny and I think I can't get it, I just drop the blast on him and the creep. I get that. And then if he goes too close to a creep and I want to deny it, then I can always just decrepify him too. So there's a lot of ways that you can manipulate the creep wave. Just like that, even though I don't get the deny here, I just decrepify him because he's going for the last hit, the tower's hitting it. And he doesn't get the last hit, right? Even if he doesn't get the last hit, that's already really good for us. We don't always have to deny the creeps either. And here, the Slark goes to the Shadow Shaman. I just go in to help him a little bit. He actually has a lot of stick charges, so he kind of baits out the Shadow Shaman, but I'm not done. I'm gonna chase him down. I got mana for one more blast. I drop the blast, right click him down, easy. I got 330 movement speed even without boots. Slark only has 300, so you can easily chase heroes down and go in and out of fights. If people are trying to trade with you, you should probably back off first, and when they start running away, you can go and hit them. And here I push a lane in, I go make the big camp pull myself, and now the Slark is going to be even more triggered in this lane because he can't farm this against this double stack of creeps. And I just want to harass him up a little bit before the creeps hit the tower. And once the creeps go to the tower, I'll just, you know, go back to farming this while I let my support deal with the Slark on the side. Look at the last hits now. 12 last hits to my 25. And this is purely from abusing my Decrepify to stop the enemy Slark from getting last hits and using the blast for when I feel like I can't get the last hit but also want to harass the Slark. So I didn't have a whole lot of mana and I instantly bought an Arcane Boots. So first item was my Bracer for that extra HP. Then I bought an Arcane Boots with the gold that I accumulated. And this is really nice because I'm going to disassemble this Arcane Boots into an Aether Lens. And I also brought 2 Clarities with that because Pugna is very mana intensive, especially before level 6. And even after level 6, very mana intensive. So I just want to use this Arcane Boots. And I see so many creeps coming at me. I just want to like kind of farm up all these creeps real quick if I can, so I can pressure up the tower with the catapult. I just arcane my support too, which is really nice for him. Here the Phoenix gets caught on the side. We know he doesn't have dive, so we just kind of commit into this kill. That's going to be another free kill. And meanwhile, we still have the catapult here, right? So earlier we push a lane out so that we can kill their catapult and start pressuring up with ours. And now I'm level 6. So it's very interesting with Pugna. I'm going to pause this really quick here. When Pugna has full HP and you use Life Drain, it doesn't give you HP anymore. What it gives you is mana. The combo with Pugna is once you're low mana and you need to replenish that, obviously Clarity is a good thing, Arcane Boots. But what I like to do is I just Decrepify the Slark and I just start life draining him. So not only are we harassing him, but we're also getting mana back even though we have full HP on ourselves. It's like every time you life drain and you Decrepify life drain, you pretty much get all that mana back that you use. So it's free harass essentially. This hero is super powerful as soon as you're level 6 and it's a very low cooldown, 7 seconds. So here, Slark again. I just Decrepify, I life drain, and I'm getting HP back, and the tower's hitting me, but now I'm be able to get that HP and tank the tower too. So here the Slark kind of runs away, and we know that the Queen of Pain is TPing because there was some information in the game that the Queen of Pain had a regen rune, so she popped the regen or something, she TP'd in, and then so she has it running, it's kind of bugged on the replay, and we just turn around and go on her instead. She just dies like that. Because these spells do so much damage. And meanwhile, we still have the catapult here doing damage to the tower. And I just go onto the Slark at the end there. And just tank up the tower as much as I can until I wait for the next creep wave to come so the catapult doesn't die. I push this wave and I go instantly back to base to heal. I don't really want to like waste any more time after this. So I can keep making the next play. So I got Arcane Boots. We're going to buy the Void Stone now. And I just want to heal up instantly and go back onto the map. I also buy a Windlace for a little bit of extra movement speed. And look at my movement speed. 395. It's crazy how fast this hero is. And we're going to build up into that Aether Lens. And here I just go middle right now because I know my Shadow Shaman is getting XP and gold top. And I don't mind, right? I'm kind of like a support, you know, core. I'm okay sharing my XP with my allies. I don't need to stay top. I already took the top tower. This game I didn't go for the null because I went for a Bracer and I was rich. So I just tried to go for the Aether Lens. But you could obviously go null. It's really nice. So we here, I just go middle, start pushing this tower up, try to apply some pressure, maybe bring other heroes onto the mid area of the map while I give space for my core. And here I see a Queen of Pain and I instantly just run at her, Decrepify, and life drain. I can see 2 heroes on the mini map here. So I know that they're not coming to defend this quite yet. And I just wanted to blink out and they just pop the glyph like that. And it's great. Every time you force the glyphs, you know, it's going to be easier for you to take the tower next. And we max out the Nether Blast here too. So it does plenty of tower damage. So they come into the fight. And now that we see a lot of heroes, we can just back off. I just do one more blast on a tower, and I'm like, okay, my job here is done. I already brought rotations into this mid lane. So I go to the other lane bottom that has some creeps going into our tower. I just clear that up. And I'm just a little bit worried where the opponents are if they're actually coming to gank me. So I just chill, just wait, see what's up. Phoenix takes the bounty rune, sad. And I just go back to pushing this bottom lane now. Meanwhile, all my heroes on my map are actually farming a lot while I keep pushing this bottom lane now. They can't really attack top because they don't have a tower there. Mid is like really hard to push. And bottom, now I can actually start applying some pressure with the next catapult. So the second catapult, I really want to be able to take a tower here if possible. We go on to this dazzle, but the opponents were already rotating bottom. So this was kind of a mistake to commit to that dazzle because it was really deep at the tower. And I think this is my first death in this game. But we do end up getting the tower anyway, and they use Sonic Wave and the Queen of Pain, and Leshak also took mid tower. Overall, still a lot of space, but you know, I would like to not die, obviously. Now I finished my Aether Lens, and as soon as I'm alive, I just go back bottom. And I just stop these guys from pushing this bottom tower. I even get a free dazzle kill. Like, it's people really underestimate the power of Pugna. And because I have the Aether Lens, I got that super high cast range. And the life drain just does so much damage. And that's why we max our Decrepify too before we go for the Nether Ward. This guy just tries to go for a kill on me, drops the egg. I just tip him. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? He's so triggered because he can't do anything. I'm like 400 MS hero. I can just run away. They have no more stuns. They're trying to do something on this map. The Phoenix doesn't get away though in the end, but that's okay. So here we kind of just push this lane in, and then we were like, okay guys, maybe it's a bad idea to push bottom, but we already got Glyph down, so next time we go for a tier 2 it should be quite easy to kill. And here I just kind of tell my team, hey guys, just go farm on the Leshak. I'm gonna just keep pushing this bottom lane, and all the tier 1s are dead. The tier 2s are much harder to kill right now, so let's just farm up a little bit more. Like you don't need to keep on rushing. After the tier 1s are all dead, you just want to keep getting some more items. And here I was thinking of going for like a Yos, but I think I did change my mind later because I think Yos would not be enough against these kind of heroes. So here we're smoked up, the 3 of us. Meanwhile, my Leshak and my position 1 and 2 are farming up, and I'm just trying to get my supports to play with me so we can keep applying some kind of pressure, and we just go on to this dazzle, kill him instantly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Fast forward a little bit. My team is getting jump bottom, and I'm like, alright guys, let's just leave this guy. They're bringing 4 heroes bottom. Our cores are farming. We can just back off a little bit.
Dire's middle tower is under radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah. So here I actually go for a Black King bar instead. Generally, I do think BKB is probably the best item after Aether Lens, especially against a bunch of disables. People, when you're Pugna, they're always going to focus you. So what you need to do is stay alive the best that you can. If I went for Yules this game, even if I Yules, that means my BKB is going to be much more delayed. And BKB is the best item against the heroes because they can't do any damage to me if I'm BKB'd. I can just Decrepify, I can life drain, they can't stop the life drain. I'm constantly healing a bunch of health. So that's why I go for the BKB here. And later with my boots, I can just build up boots of travels, and I can just TP around the map, push the lanes out, and I can also join my team in the fights if need be. That's why I go for the BKB. Now, if you don't want to go BKB, if you don't think it's that good, you can always go for like a Yules, or you can even go for Mech into Guardian Greaves if you wish to go for that route. But my preference is normally BKB, so I can have a stronger impact in the team fights and be able to stand my ground. So now we're starting to skill up the Nether Ward. This spell is really good in teamfights. You just drop it. Here I just drop it on the high ground, hard for the opponent to kill it. And we just go straight to a Roshan pick because of the Juggernaut's double damage. You can always use your life drain to heal up your allies too. And then you can go to like a creep camp and life drain the creep so you can gain that HP back. Some people also like going for Tranquil Boots on Pugna, but in this game I know I'm gonna probably get a Boots of Travels at some point. So I just keep the boots at brown boots, but Tranquil Boots is also really nice so you can have some HP regen while you're also healing up your allies with the life drain. So the combo with this hero is always like Decrepify, life drain if you need mana or something. But if you want to use your Nether Blast combo, then you drop your Nether Blast first and then you Decrepify them so that the slow comes after the Nether Blast, and then you life drain after your Decrepify. And that's how I normally take any fights with this hero. I always drop that Nether Blast first before the Decrepify. Unless the hero is like too far range, then you need to go in and Decrepify first. Because if you blast, it kind of has like a cast animation, and it takes you time to be able to like life drain right after if you decrepify first. So here we took the tier 2 and we're like, alright guys, let's just go high ground. I see people middle, I see people bottom. We can just push this in with our blast and diabolic edict. We have so much tower damage in this game. And here I just kind of position myself really in the back, and I'm always watching the Juggernaut if I need to heal him or anything like that. I know he has an Aegis, so I didn't need to like go in there to try and save his ass or something. We just let him go, and I just chill right in the back, right? We just drop the Nether Ward, and we just try to make the opponents fight into us instead of diving into them. Pugna is not a diving hero. You kind of just like blast objectives, and you kind of wait for your opponents to come into you. So here, as you can see, I'm not actually casting any decrepify life drains at the moment because I know I'm kind of low, and if I go in, it's really bad. So I'm just like still chilling in the back, waiting for the right opportunity, and my teammates are still quite healthy. So here we back off. They use their Sonic Wave already. They don't have any burst damage. Healing Ward is healing us up. And we're just gonna complete this Rax, and we can just back off. And I instantly go back to base. Now I have BKB completed. I'm really strong. So let's see what we do with this BKB next. Push some lanes out first, and then group up with our team. So here, a fight starts off. Our team is getting jumped, so I instantly run towards my teammates. My Shadow Shaman is being killed with false Parmesan. First we kill the egg, and then I just start life draining this guy. And you can see he was almost dead to being fully healed just because of the life drain. Really nice. Just be able to save your teammates. And we're going up middle. So this is where our BKB is going to be really useful in this engagement. You're going to see here how the opponent I just kind of bait them out a little bit too, because I know they want to jump me. So this time around, I'm being quite aggressive, because previously you saw when I didn't have BKB, I'm very far back. Now because I have BKB, I'm like right beside my Juggernaut. I want them to like kind of engage onto me so we can bait a team fight here. I heal my Juggernaut. I'm like, I know I'm getting really low. My Oracle doesn't have ulti either, but I'm actually baiting at this point. So here the Earth Spirit, I see him rolling in. I see the blink from the Queen. I instantly BKB, I decrepify, I life drain, and look at that. From almost being dead to back to full HP, and we made the opponents engage onto us. And now I can just turn around and just go to town on these guys. Because this spell 7-second cooldown. Absolutely amazing. And now the game's just pretty much over at this point in the game. I get my Boots of Travels now too, but in a normal game I'd go like Aether Lens, BKB, Boots of Travels. You can also go like Aether Lens, Tranquil Boots, BKB. And then after that, you can go, depending on what you need in the game, you can go either Sight of Ice for the Hex. There's plenty of items that are really good on this hero that can be utility. Lotus Orb, that's another option. You can go Aeon Disc, also really nice for this hero too. So many different options, but ideally in these kind of games, you're already dominating by just constantly taking the towers. And if you're not dominating in the game, then you should play a more of a defensive role where you're constantly decrepifying and saving your allies from the physical damage that's coming out, and also life draining, like to give them life. So your teammates can stay alive, and they're the ones who are going to be dishing out the damage later. But you can see, for example, in this game, I use a lot of Nether Blast, Decrepify, life drain combos on opponents and just pretty much bursted them. They just constantly underestimate the damage output of this hero, especially once you're ahead and you got high levels. So hopefully you guys can play some Pugna for yourself in case you don't get the role that you want, and take objectives and just win games by snowballing your team.